All right, if you're holding Bitcoin in 2026, there's really one question that rises above everything else. How do you keep it safe? Well, the answer boils down to one critical choice: your wallet. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can choose the right one for you. Let's jump in. So, let me just ask you straight up, is your Bitcoin really safe? It sounds like a simple question, doesn't it? But honestly, in today's world, the answer is, well, it's pretty complicated. Because as the value of Bitcoin keeps climbing, the ways people try to steal it are getting way, way smarter. We're not talking about simple hacks anymore. The security landscape in 2026 is frankly full of some seriously sophisticated threats. We're talking advanced malware and keyloggers, phishing scams that are almost impossible to spot, fake wallet apps littering the app stores, and even deep-level attacks that target your web browser or the firmware on your devices. The game has totally changed. So how do you fight back against all of that? Well, the good news is you only need to master one core concept. I'm serious, if you get this next part, you are 90% of the way to securing your funds. It's all about the keys to your crypto. And this is it, the private key. I want you to think of it exactly like the one master key to a physical bank vault. It's this secret little piece of data, and whoever holds it has the absolute, undeniable power to spend the Bitcoin inside. Protecting this key? Well, it's everything. And that brings us to the first, most fundamental choice every single Bitcoin owner has to make. On one side, you have self-custody. That's where you hold the master key. You have complete control, and with that comes complete responsibility. On the other side, you've got custodial services, like an exchange, where they hold the key for you. And that leads to the most famous saying in all of crypto: not your keys, not your coins. Okay, so let's assume you've decided you want to hold your own keys. How do you actually do it? Well, let's meet 5 of the top wallets out there for 2026. And I want you to think of these not just as a list of products, but as a set of specialized tools, where each one is built for a very specific job. First up, we have the Ledger Nano S Plus. And look, this isn't just a wallet, it's a digital vault. This is the tool you reach for when your security needs are at their absolute maximum peak. And here's why it's a vault. Your private keys, they're stored completely offline on a special military-grade secure chip. That makes them basically immune to any online threats like malware. And get this, to send any Bitcoin, you have to physically press a button on the device itself. It's a fantastic final line of defense. So who is this for? It's pretty clear, right? This is for the long-term holder, the hodler. If you're storing a significant amount of Bitcoin and you don't plan on touching it for a while, this is your gold standard. Okay, let's move on to our next tool. This is the Trezor Safe 3, and I like to call this one the Transparent Guardian. It provides that same super high hardware security like a ledger, but it's built on a totally different philosophy. Trezor's superpower is that its software, its firmware, is completely open source. Now, what does that mean for you? It means that literally anyone in the world, any security researcher, can look at the code to check for vulnerabilities or any hidden backdoors. In an age where we're worried about firmware attacks, that level of transparency is a massive, massive feature. So the ideal Trezor user is someone who really values that verifiable, open security. Instead of just trusting a company's promises, you're putting your trust in a global community of developers who can audit every single line of code for themselves. Now for something completely different. Let's talk about BitTamp. This is a tool you choose when your number one concern is privacy and avoiding all those nasty online scams. Think of it as your privacy shield. So here's the magic behind it. Everything happens right there in your web browser. There are no company servers that can get hacked, no user accounts that can be breached, and you never have to give up any personal information. It's very designed to protect you from phishing and those identity-based attacks. So BitTamp is perfect for that person who just wants simple, private, direct control over their keys without anyone else getting in the middle. It's what you'd call pure self-custody. Okay, our fourth tool is Electrum. And this one, well, this is the power user's toolkit. It's one of the oldest, most respected Bitcoin wallets out there, but it is absolutely built for people who want precise, fine-grained control over their security. This is where you get into the really advanced stuff. You can create wallets that require multiple keys to sign off on a transaction. That's called multi-signature. You can hook it up with your Ledger or Trezor for even more security. It's for users who want to build their own custom security fortress, brick by brick. And that phrase, technically savvy, is really the key here. Electrum is incredibly powerful and secure, no doubt, but it's really designed for users who are comfortable with a bit of a steeper learning curve. And finally, we have Blue Wallet. If Ledger is your Fort Knox-style vault, I want you to think of Blue Wallet as your everyday spending wallet. You know, the one you'd actually keep in your pocket for daily use. Blue Wallet is all about convenience on your phone. Your private keys are stored right there on your device, locked down by strong encryption and your phone's biometrics. It's open source, which is great, but you have to remember, a device that is always online is, by its very nature, a little bit riskier. And that brings us to the most important rule for any mobile wallet. It is the perfect tool for small balances and daily transactions, like buying a coffee. But think about it. You would never walk around with your entire life savings in your physical pocket wallet, right? Well, the exact same logic applies here. Okay, so we've met our 5 tools. We have a vault, a transparent guardian, a privacy shield, a power user's toolkit, and an everyday pocket wallet. So, how in the world do you choose the right one for you? This chart right here really pulls it all together. Just start with that best 4 column and find your profile. Are you storing for the long haul? Then your eyes should be on Ledger and Trezor with their focus on offline keys. Is privacy your #1 priority? Then Bitstamp's no account approach is your answer. And if you're an advanced user or just need something for daily spending, you're looking at Electrum or Blue Wallet. It's all about matching your needs to the wallet's specific job. So, let's make this super actionable. It's a simple 3-step process. First, be honest and assess your own needs. Are you a holder or a spender? Second, compare the tools we just talked about. And third, the most important step of all, choose your tool, secure your funds, and take control of your own keys. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Choosing a wallet isn't just some technical decision. It's about you taking on the responsibility for your own financial sovereignty. So I'll leave you with this one question. You now have the keys. How will you protect your vault?